I see you've come back for your daily dose of dingo. Well, you can find this and more alliteration over at my Twitch. Right there. Enjoy the video. We get Breeding Pool, Suspend. Sacred Foundry, have Leyline Binding for 2. I'm gonna keep this hand even though it doesn't have a Cascader. Probably the best non-cascading hand you could ask for. Or I might just dead and gone that on one. I guess I will dead and gone that on one. That's not a bad draw either. Sucks I don't get to suspend on one, but it is what it is. I hope I have a Breeding Pool in this deck. I'm pretty sure I do. Although if they're not going to do anything, I guess I can just chill. I'll suspend this Footfalls eventually. TM. I'm going to just get a Triome here. Ketria, please. Agent. Alright, just gonna say go. Not really trying to play another counter magic. I'm gonna try to wait for them to tap out and apply pressure. I could force this, try to keep them on 2 lands. I'm gonna have a Leyline Binding for Murktide anyway, so I think I just do it. Hopefully they don't have a 3rd land plus a Spell Pierce. There's the 3rd land. They could have a Spell Pierce now, which would be tragic. But I think Rhinos is the best thing I can resolve this turn, so let's go for it. If they Spell Pierce me, I have another one. Maybe I should just bait it with the Fable. Okay, they don't have a Spell Pierce. Now this game just got like impossible for them to win. Easy, just hope they don't have the Spell Pierce. They got nothing. They could have... I suppose they could have Archmage's Charm. If they have Archmage's Charm, that's not great for me. But I'm attacking. Sure. Just gonna jam Fable, because they probably have counter magic now. Yep, figured. I can just pass. They have to deal with the thing coming off of suspend in 2 turns. They have to deal with the onboard pressure. Seems like it's too much for them to handle. If I draw another land, I can hold up Leyline Binding 2. Oh, that's 1 Rhino down. 2 Rhinos down. They have 1 card in hand. It's a Murktide. Bad card, by the way. I've had people tell me that this is a bad card. I show them a board like this, and they just have nothing to say. Rhinos go. So if they have another Murktide, I guess Bolt plus 2nd Murktide kills me. Oh, that's not Bolt plus 2nd Murktide, so I guess we're doing pretty okay. If I draw a land, I can have Force Negation plus Leyline Binding up. Swings? My brother. Snapcaster. Or consider. I feel like I just get rid of this Leyline. Maybe get rid of this Murktide before they draw a counterspell. You have been bound, Murktide Regent. I don't know, I could be greedy and bind the Snapcaster and go for lethal, but if they draw any sort of interaction for Shardless Agent, then I just lose, so this line's way safer. Much safer. Nom. Shove. Am I gonna trade here? Alright. Well, nothing kills me off the top, and they're dead to everything, so I feel like I'm in a good spot. And I have Force Negation back up too. Okay, Endurance to Fairy. Maybe Mystical Dispute's good? Maybe. Undecided. What do I not want? I don't really like Fury in this matchup. I think Fury is kind of lackluster. Same with Fable. I mean, Fable's good, but it's not that good here. Got an Ice or 2. I actually have too many good cards. Got a couple of force negations? Maybe? I really don't know what to cut here. All of these are too good. Keep the fables. Like, what am I cutting then? Forces completely? What is this, abomination? It's binding Rhinos. I need to make 2 cuts here. And I don't possibly know what they could be. When does the challenge start? In about 2 hours, give or take. Bindings, they're so good though. Just deals with everything. I have so many answers. Cut lands, I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna cut Omnath. I don't know if that's right. I feel like just having mono answers, like, isn't that bad? Maybe I need the extra threats in this matchup. I'll keep this. Seems good enough. Turn 1 Ragavan. Sketch hand? How is this sketch? Yeah, they're the reason why we're here. I'm trying to think if I want to solitude this Ragavan. I don't think I care if the Ragavan hits me. Unless they hit it to Fairy. If they hit it to Fairy, I lose. But I could brazen it back to my hand, so I think I'm just going to play this and suspend Footfalls. Say go. Morning, Janini. Not quite. Well, I guess I am up a game, so yeah, we're winning. Like, if they cast this, I don't think I care. Don't sound so surprised. Normally you ask that when I'm like in the absolute dumpster. You're like, are you winning, son? And I'm like sitting there getting furied with elves. I'm like, no. No, I'm not. Okay. That's a lot of pressure. I do get to Brazen Borrower probably the Ledger Shredder back. Doesn't seem so bad. Drawing and playing Damnation? No, I haven't. This is a spot where Temporary Lockdown looks good, though. If I had that card in my deck. But it's also 3 mana, so... just play this and say go. Yeah, I have played a lot of Dominaria cards. I have to say that Leyline Binding is probably the best one, hands down. I should get a Hollowed Fountain, right? It's gotta be Hollowed Fountain, I think. Could be Steam Vents. I don't have any white, though. I'm gonna try bouncing this. That's fun. Temple Garden wouldn't have been bad. Man, I'm so congested today. Holy shit. Thinking about just like main phasing this Endurance. I'm gonna have to pitch Teferi to Solitude at this point. Well, maybe playing the Teferi is good enough here. I think I should probably Endurance them though. Like main phase this Endurance, then untap Solitude, Ledger Shredder. I have 3 card types right now, so they can't Unholy Heat me unless they get lucky off the DRC. Question is, do I want to play Otawara? I can't play Otawara if I'm going to main phase this Endurance. So I guess I'm going to have to get Stomping Ground and take a bunch of damage. Because my basic force is already here. Okay. Do I want a Solitude Ledger Shredder now? I might want to. Holy moly, I'm losing my voice. I might want to. Let me think. I Solitude it. I don't get to Connive unless I have a counterspell in hand. I think I Solitude it now. Yeah, main phase the other Endurance for sure. If I draw a land, I could have Otawara too. I saw this Footfalls coming off of Suspend in 2 turns. So I don't think we're in the worst spot now. Island entered the Exile Zone. 2nd iteration. That's a lot of iterating. If they hit a Bauble, then they can cast Murktide this turn. Should not be ideal. I would prefer them not to do that. Spire Bluff Canal. It's not bad. That might be too aggressive of an attack, but I feel like they are running on empty here. It'd be bad if they have Otawara though. I guess they don't. Cast the Rhinos. Have a counter spell. I wonder if their hand's just bolts. Oops, all bolts. I'm just gonna send with one. They could have like subtlety or something. Could have subtlety that could turn on delirium. I'm just gonna attack conservatively. We can get with endurance and maybe just the 2 rhinos next turn. We'll see. I think I actually value the endurance a little more highly than a rhino here. Another one. The fairy. Guess I tapped poorly. I may have thought about playing Otawara and endurance again. Just endurance number 3. EE for 0. Another reason why I blocked with the rhino all those turns ago. Holy moly. I need to hydrate up. Jesus. Pop. Nope, not popping engineering explosives yet. I might be trying to kill the fairy. Yeah, they're gonna kill the fairy. And they just gave up. Did you explain why you bounced the monkey, not the DRC? Mostly because if they just turn on delirium for DRC, it suicides into the endurance. So I didn't really care about the DRC sticking around. Yeah, I'll keep this. Yeah, it seems fine. Yeah, Living End can play it too. Murktide, but again. GDS. Got you, Vanny. I'm thinking about picking up a playset in paper and another playset on Magic Online just because I think that it's going to be a staple of Modern. I'll order 8 of them. Exactly. Going to be a staple for sure. When does the challenge start? In about, what time is it? About 2 hours, give or take. I actually think I'm going to get Steam Vents here and fire this DRC before they can turn on Delirium. I guess if they have an instant and they get lucky, you haven't gotten lucky once in your life, kid. 1-1. Alright, yeah, they haven't gotten lucky once in their life. Yeah, Leyline Binding was also amazing in 4-color. Just money pile. Except against the mirror. Against the mirror was not very good. But when you're not against the mirror, it was fantastic. My VO. You monster. Yeah, adding Boseiju, adding Teferi. Teferi's the real problem. Yeah, you give a push to decks that they really need it. I guess I have to force this. Much as I don't want to force this, I'm going to force it so that way they don't lose more life and kill me with Death Shadow. After taking my Solitude. They've drawn triple Thoughtseize this game. That's a lot of Thoughtseize. They still don't have Delirium. Imagine they have a drawn lock by now. I am going to get Temple Garden here. I'll leave the Triomes in the deck because I'm at a point where I could just like cycle the Triome. Do you have Drown Lock? Yes or yes? What? That doesn't make any sense. The options were yes or yes, opponent. Hoping to get lucky here. I'll let the Surveil resolve, I guess. I got lucky. I'm just gonna Solitude this. Eat the other Rhino. Okay. One card on top. It's probably an EI then. Might be a Shadow. It's an EI. Or not. Not an EI. Oh, Leyline Binding was such a good draw. Bobble me. Bobble themselves. Plays land. What did you keep on top? They kept a bobble? I don't understand what just happened. What did you keep? Nothing makes sense. Shadow. Okay. Ice the Shadow. Guess they might also have a Drown Lock. They have a Drown Lock too. Jesus. Alright. I am probably dead here. So I can draw Rhinos. I need less lands. I'm trying to draw less lands. I did not draw less lands. I drew all the lands. Less doesn't beat a other. I failed. Never went to school. I don't know what less means. I really don't even think I need force negation in this matchup. I feel like I can just like reasonably play to the board instead. To be fair though, that was like the only string of draws that got him out of that. It was like Death Shadow, removal spell, Drown Lock. If they didn't have any one of those three, then the game was just over. Unlucky. Tragic. They got all three of those, yeah, and I drew 3 lands. Well, Living End probably can't run it. The mana base count is so low and running Triumphs is not an option. You can't really run Triumphs with Living End, and also, I might keep this. Another problem with Living End is you're playing lands like Botanical Sanctum, and you're playing lands like Sunken Ruins to cast Grief, so I think it's way too difficult for Living End to play this card. You'd have to rework the entire mana base. I imagine the mana base would become much, much worse. In this build, the mana base only gets slightly worse. Om nom. Question of the day, do I let the Ragavan hit me? Thinking about letting it hit me. If anything, I think I'm going to Solitude it. I'll see what they have though. Might just not care about this. Like, getting hit by a Ragavan when you're playing Rhinos is significantly not as devastating. But I think I'm gonna kill it anyways. Not sure if this is correct. 2 for 1 myself to kill Ragavan here. Especially since I have Rhinos as blockers next turn. Or even the Fable as a blocker. I'm leaning more toward Fable if they just pass the turn here. But if they're gonna play Ledger Shredder, then... Oh, it's not Ledger Shredder mana. That's not even blue mana in general. I wonder what they have for black, red. Black, red. It's Ragavan DRC. Many decisions to make. It's probably got to be like Pitch Fury, Cash Heartless Agent. Make them waste their turn on EE. Gives me a couple of draws. That shit was a lie. Doesn't feel good to lose the Fable here. But at the same time, if I play the Fable out, Maybe it makes them pop the EE, but if I have a removal spell in hand, they remove this token, and they attack me with both. That's so bad for me. I think there's only one line of play that makes a ton of sense here, and that's just a 2-for-1 myself. I guess it's 2-for-2 here. I know they won't pop EE for Goblin, but they could have like Lightning Bolt in hand or something. Holy Heat could have a lot of things. But this basically time walks them. And hopefully I just draw into some gas after that. I still don't think I cared about the Ragavan hitting me, but we'll see how the rest of this game plays out. Unmoored Ego. No more lands. Well, they're going to take all my Rhinos. And I guess they're also going to take 10. Bold move. But if they have a shadow, then they're fine. Which is the shitty thing about this. Put them to 1. Alright, you're at 1. These don't have a shadow. Oh, they would have died anyways. Bolt off the top. Well, now that I know that they have Unmoored Ego, I should probably bring Force and Negation back in some number. Yep, that's Bolt. Maybe I trim on Teferi. Teferi seems really expensive and slow. I just realized I forgot to turn my light back up. Give me 1 second. So why is it so dark in here? Oh my god, it's so bright in here now. That's better. That's much better. Any room with me is bright. It's just not true. Gotta make 2 more cuts. What 2 cuts do I want to make? I'm leaning toward the Fables. I think Fable's too slow and awkward on the draw. Hand doesn't have removal. 1 Binding, 1 Fable, maybe. I think Binding's really great. Especially against Death Shadow. Death Shadow's kind of a problem. Ragavan. Oh. That one I don't care about. Well, this is going to be tragic if they have Thoughtseize and Unmoored Ego. It's going to be very, very bad for me. I guess we'll know based off of what they take. If they take Force Negation, then they have Unmoored Ego. If they take Shardless Agent, then they don't. What are you taking? Taking Bing Bong? Maybe. Shardless Agent, so they don't have Unmoored Ego. Noted. Very noted. Might be stuck in the 3rd land waiting room, though. Dash Ragavan. And just binding that. Nice red cards, thank you. I'll be sure to pitch this Fury at my next possible inconvenience. Land. Land! No! Still not listening? This time I'm listening in reverse. No! You were the chosen one, Crashing Footfalls. You were the chosen one. I mean, their good news is that they're not applying very much pressure. And there's never going to be able to Unmoored Ego me. I have a Drown Lock here, though. Lands assemble. Form of land. Drown Lock. I want to play around Engineered Explosives? Probably, right? I feel like I hold the line. I have to be holding an EE. Or they're not holding an EE. Hmm? Oh. Yeah. I don't know what they could have. I'm just gonna attack him. What the fuck did you have in your hand? What? You have 7 cards in your hand. Yeah, I'll keep it. It's got removal. It's got force negation. Thanks, yo, that's fresh. Goblins. This is Merfolk Janini. I think it's time for your annual eye exam. Either way, I'm forcing that. Could be red-black humans. You had one in February? Well, time for another. Snoop. Snoop. Sling Gang. They clicked the wrong creature type, you're right. Yeah, Goblin's got a new card. Kind of loud. This music got loud out of nowhere. I'll bind you to a ley line. I'm really glad I hit their fucking Aether Vial though. Aether Vial's kind of key for these tribal decks. Oop. Fury's also kind of key for combating these tribal decks. Just saying. With that being said, take out all my force negations. I guess subtlety's good. If I had to have one of these other things, does Leyline make Prismatic Ending and March useless? Not useless. I still think Pending is a very, very powerful card, but it does make March useless. I don't think this card's ever going to be worse than March. Force. I was thinking maybe a Force of Vigor, but it's probably not Force of Vigor. I think I'd have Chalice, you're right. I should bring in a couple. It's got like an Omnath. Fury isn't a key, it's a nuclear bomb. That's a lot of Rhinos in my hand. I'd prefer not that many Rhinos in my hand. Now, Leyline doesn't hit Urza Saga. That's why I said most of the time March is worse, but if you're playing against an Urza Saga deck, then March is better. Yeah, this deck is very, very good. Elves was awful. I wish Elves wasn't awful. Yeah, March is only strong against Urza Saga. Other than that, it's like pretty bad. I don't know if I should keep this. I don't really want to. This is virtually like a multi-5. But it does have a lot of interaction. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. Fuck it. Okay. I see. Leyline Binding, please. Not a Leyline Binding. This is probably a mole. I'm not gonna suspend this Footfalls until it's Leyline Binding time. The plan with this hand is deal with all their threats until I can find a Leyline Binding. Or Force of Vigor. That's saying until the end of your next turn's kind of crazy. Perfect draws, by the way. Give it some time. It's warming up. Sure. Got another Lord. Leyline Binding waiting room. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Rhinos in the challenge, so. Because I gave the chat a vote. I said, do we play 4-color Leyline Binding Rhinos, or do we play 4-color with Leyline Binding in the challenge? And everybody hates 4-color, so it makes sense. That's kind of annoying. So now I can't kill both of them at the same time. What an inconvenience. Leyline Binding waiting room. I probably should have killed this thing the first time around with Fire and Ice before they stack something with Bogart. Skirk. Sure. Magus of the Moon resolves. Goblins, Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2, Goblins. Matron's pretty bad for me. Would prefer them not to have a matron on top, but probably gonna go get matron into War Master so they can refill their hand. I revealed Kiki Jiki. Brazen Borrower would be good. Force of Vigor would be good. Killing both of their things again would be good. How many times do I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Intimidation suspend. Say go. My deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. They could still combo kill me with Snoop. Alright. That's good. That's good. I was worried that they weren't gonna combo kill me for a second. They're drawing whatever. They could do it in upkeep though. This doesn't have haste. This does not have haste. I can wait. They're probably gonna do it in upkeep. Battlecry Goblin. It's only activated abilities. Kiki does not give him haste. If Kiki Jiki gave him haste, this combo would be a lot more effective. Alright, kill me. I mean, we'll see if they can kill me. Who knows? They do get to play Kiki, put Kiki on top, which is like, you got me. Kiki copy Bogart, Bogart put Kiki on top. Alright, I just want to see if they had the second Kiki in the deck still. Now we're dead. Let's bring the last Force of Vigor, because they have a bunch of chalices. I think Omnath is like too slow. Bring it to Fairy. A couple of Teferis over the Fables. Just want more answers for this chalice. I guess Teferi's not like a great answer to chalice, but it is a good answer to Aether Vial. His hand has no chalice answers. They need to have the second Kiki on top of the deck, right? Because we know that they have the Kiki in hand, but they have to have Kiki, the second one, in their deck. But if they sided out the second one, then they're kind of in shambles. I feel like this hand's still a keep, even though I have no answer to chalice immediately. On the mulligan, I can go get Breeding Pool, suspend Footfalls. Hope they don't have chalice. They probably do though. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that in hand. Immediately punished. The best kind of punished. Did I choose ice? Ice. Ice you. No chalice? No chalice? No chalice? Let's go. Fire the land instead. Ice to meet you. Snoop. Snoop Doggy Dog. Alright, chat. I'm gonna queue up. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be back. Going out for smokes? Well, Dad's back from the store. I weigh 2,612 pounds? Damn. I must have been on that bulk sesh. Completely agree, Crude Bros. It really doesn't. Does not stop elves' fundamental problem of sucking. That's really what it comes down to. Jacerco? Jacerco? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Decisions. I think I'm just gonna suspend the footfalls this turn. Seems fairly inconsequential. I don't know what they could have that's gonna super punish me for doing that. Maybe dash Ragavan, but I don't really care if they're gonna spend the entire turn dashing a Ragavan. Elves are just like playing the verdict even more. Yeah. Elves. The only nice thing about elves is that they just win as soon as they start going now. Before they wouldn't even win if they like popped off. They would just build a massive board, not do anything with it. At least now they win. They can like consistently find a win condition. Win-win loss, win-win loss. Mm-hmm. Well, I think in theory, the Elf Lord was supposed to generate a lot of card advantage, but it just didn't work out that way. I think they're holding up Counterspell. I had a Force anyways, I don't really care. Could turn on Delirium for them, but I'm gonna try to go for the block. They have a Spell Pierce then. Say I love you. I think I pitch Omnom. Omnom is my secondary win condition though. I'm gonna pitch the Fire and Ice. Keep the Omnom around. Rhinoceri. They resolved. Today's a great day. You need verified accounts to chat? Since when? I never had that option enabled. They enabled it without me knowing. I got you. Tyler, you stay away from those channel points. They must have like enabled that recently without me knowing because I never had that on. Maybe I always had that on. I just didn't know. Legit today? I did not change any of my settings. Let me check. Why don't you just verify your old account? They have given up. All you have to do to verify your account is like link a phone number, right? There's a purge in progress? That makes sense. 10-minute oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, you boy, I will remember your virtual points that didn't matter. Rest in peace, your virtual points. So this matchup is a matchup where I have no idea what I want to side out, ever. Is it Fable? Is it Omnath? Maybe Fire Ice? Because I want to bring in like a billion cards. I never know what to cut. It's alright. When you fall down in real life, you get back up, right? Cut the footfalls, easy. I cut a Fury. I think these are going to be my trims. I think I want a couple of forces still. You fell down in 86 and you never got back up? I'm so sorry, Janini. I'll remember you. I'm not going to cut Violent Outburst. It's the best card in this matchup. I pushed you down, and I'd do it again. No remorse. Waking up and choosing violence today. Leyline binding. The old binding of Leyline, huh? So I can get a planes with this, and I can have my option of Fire Ice. I could still cast Violent Outburst. Those last 10 chesties, I cracked them. I got a Wasteland. I'm just gonna wait. I don't have to tap and draw right now. The onus is on them, not on me. I can just chill this game. Maybe I'll do it on end step, pass to them a little bit. Make them think about some stuff. I don't want to try and resolve it to Fairy. Okay, go ahead. 6/6. Reasonable. You're late. I'm just gonna Ode War this Murktide. Please ban this sub for liking Teferi. What's wrong with Teferi? trying to set up a turn where I can double spell, like Leyline Binding as the bait and then Violent Outburst. Just gonna try to be super patient here. DMU Triumph coming into play tapped. I don't know if you're gonna tap out for a Giant Murktide, or at least tap low for a Giant Murktide. Veil of Summer and Pioneer. I don't think Mono Green needs to get any better. The Thoughtseize decks already kind of struggle against Mono Green. They are playing a Murktide. Oh, my keyboard. I'll pay 2. Nice Murktide nerd. Any more green sources? I don't know if they're gonna hit me or if they're gonna hit. I guess we'll find out what they're hitting. Teferi. EE on 0. Okay. I will simply pass the turn. Well, if/when they go to dash this Ragavan, I get to try to Endurance. It sucks that it uses all my green mana. If I had one more green source this turn would be a lot better. Red, Heat. Yeah, just binding this engineered explosives. See what they do. I cannot burst. I do not have enough green mana. Also, why would I do that? But like, follow-up question, why? This deck has been pretty fantastic so far. The fairy's like ridiculous in this deck. I guess they could Archmage's Charm one of these. Eh, sure, that's fine. I realize I need to pop the EE now. Damn. I was hoping maybe they didn't realize that they needed to pop it now, and then they could have had 2 EEs on 0 and then use one to pop the other. Unlucky. They were too smart. I think this line's still fine though. Still have like an active Teferi chilling. Yeah, bounce the binding at instant speed. If I could Brazen Bar my own binding, that'd be insane. I think I'm just gonna start smacking in with Brazen Bar. Well, attacking first kind of defeats the purpose of the line. If I attack first, they're gonna pop the EE no matter what. Okay. Just let me bounce the Leyline Binding for free now. They're trying to get more cards in their graveyard for Murktide, which I kind of understand, I kind of don't understand at the same time. You have to play this Murktide. Ledger Shredder Murktide. They get 1 Connive. Connive a land away. It's only a 4/4. Oh, they've given up. I could have bounced Shardless Agent too. Teferi bounce Shardless Agent, get more Rhinos. Let's do prediction, chat. Organic trophy? Ugh. I'm gonna ship this. MP, thank you so much for the sub and welcome back for the 6th month. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I hate this hand, but I'm gonna keep it. I hate this hand a lot. I have a Solitude and a Dream. 38 minutes. We'll be fine. I forgot to do the split. Amulet. I feel like I'm in danger. Where were you when I needed you? How do I change my Twitch prediction? Oh boy. I mean, they're gonna have 2 amulets regardless. Because this Urza Saga is about to pop. I guess they just have 4 amulets. Alright. Reasonable. I know I'm in danger. I'm in so much danger. Oh, if they have Bounce Land plus Titan next turn, I am very dead. They can even map for a Bounce Land. They can go get map here instead of amulet number 4. I don't know if they're gonna have to do much to play around Solitude. I suppose if they don't get another green land, and instead they get Valakut plus Haster, then sure. But if they have 3 amulets, they can just go get Simic Growth Chamber, T-West, and then get like 2 more Titans. Bounce land. Maybe they don't have a Ramper. Because they only have 5 mana this turn. It's not enough. Well, apparently they have an Azusa or a Dryad. Oh, level 2 Hype Train. How much do I care about this? What are they gonna go get? Do I care enough about this? Probably. Am I supposed to force this? I can go get EE. I feel like I do care. I need to draw another Omnath right here. Beautiful. Poetic even. Growth Chamber makes 6 mana. They have 8 mana. Holy fuck. They have 9 mana? That's every amulet, bro. I need you to calm down. I have Cultivator Colossus. No Cultivator Colossus, please. That's not any better for me. They're gonna make like 4 Titans this turn. Yeah, I'm just dead. I mean, maybe they mess up. Copium. Hey, Wiretap. Yeah, 4 amulets, by the way. Ah, Cultivator, good. Good. I was worried that they didn't have enough mana. 1 T-West, by the way. Who said 1 T-West? Ban that guy. Not just dead, mega dead. Open a full art Lily? Hell yeah. Well, they didn't put a bounce land into play, which means they can't bounce this T-West, and they can only give one thing haste. Maybe I'm not just dead. Unless they have another Titan in hand. Or Pact. Or a light gust of air. Maybe a room temperature ham sandwich. Maybe their hand is 3 grazers. Copium. Haste the Titan. Just haste your Titan. I need you to just haste your Titan and empty all your floating mana. Binding one solid to the other, still lose? Nonsense. We'll be okay. Doing it on the cultivator. Okay. So bored. Another one. Haste. I'm fucking dead. Alright, whatever. You win this round. Theory not good. Subtlety good. Force of Vigor very good. Dead Gone kinda bad. Probably bad enough. I don't think Brazen Borrower is that good either. It's like bouncer big thing. Yep, 4 amulets by the way. Could bring in 2 Teferi maybe. I think this is fine. Let's see how it plays out. If they don't have 4 amulets. Yeah, it was slow. Scalding Tarn instead of Strand. Well, you have basic island, basic plains that you want to fetch with Strand. So I think Strand is optimal. But you could probably play that over like Arid Mesa. Because Arid Mesa is just like find you an island or versus finding or Scalding Tarn's finding you an island versus Arid Mesa's finding you basic plains. So I'd probably replace the Arid Mesas instead. Yeah. 1 land into 6 lands. Can I keep? To 5 we go. Guess I'll keep this like pretty shitty hand. I don't know if I rip some Cascaders. Maybe we have a chance. If they have a slow start. None of these hands had Force of Vigor either. Kind of unfortunate. Yep, there's the Saga. And an Amulet. How do you have the start of your game? Copium. Copium. I don't know what icing this does exactly. I don't think even double Shardless Agent's good enough against this hand. If they opened Amulet or Saga. I guess icing this prevents them from going Bounce Land Dryad, which may or may not be good enough. Oh, they can type me next turn. Could have drawn Force, you're not wrong. Blue, green, plains, Rhino, Pain. Don't think I'm gonna be fast enough here. Titan. Yeah, I guess I'm dead. I can go get Simic Growth Chamber, net 6 mana. Vestige? Vestige T-West. So confused. Black, colorless. Dismember a Rhino. That was it? What? Makes no sense at all. I don't think I have a chance because they get to attack. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep this in hand for FOV. Even though I don't think I'm gonna get another turn. They could have just like murdered me and said they were like, yep, dismember your Rhino. Go ahead. So if they get T-West, so they could have gotten T-West Simic Growth Chamber. If they had another bounce land in hand, they make 6 mana, transmute the T-West, get a Zeusa, play second bounce land, like play another Titan, but apparently they just have nothing in hand. Maybe it's all lands. Oops, all lands? That's good. This is solitaire magic at its finest. We beat all the interactive decks, and then we lost to Titan. Maybe. Probably. I don't see us coming back from this. It's an engineered explosives. Okay. Feel like they could have just murdered me instead. But I guess they got engineered explosives. I'm very puzzled by most of their lines. But I can't beat this. Nope. Unlucky.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.